The High Court in London this week ruled that your decision to prescribe Palestine Action was disproportionate. What led you to take that decision, other than the spray painting of some military aircraft? This was criminal damage, but it wasn't terrorism, was it?
Well, I followed the clear advice and recommendations, going through a serious process that the Home Office goes through, involving different agencies and police advice as well, which was very clear about the recommendation for prescription of this group. And the court has also concluded that this is not a normal protest group, that it has found that this group has committed acts of terrorism, that this group is not simply in line with democratic values and has promoted violence.
Forgive me.
Well. The Home Secretary. Let me just finish the point. The Home Secretary has appealed on the grounds on which the government lost. But look, in the end, the decision for a Home Secretary is what you always have to do, is take really seriously advice that you're given. And if you're given advice about potential risks of violence and risks to public safety, you have to take that advice very seriously. This is very different
the High Court...
from issues around protest on Palestine. People still have a legal right, and
you did say, you said at the time you'd consulted a wide range of experts. You've just told us that again. The judge this week said that your experts, your evidence was not convincing that this was terrorism. By the way, there are a number of Labour MPs who agree and think that you shouldn't pursue this. What evidence did you actually have that this was terrorism, as opposed to, if you like, the standard criminal damage or inconvenience or other kinds of offences which don't get into the cross the threshold into terrorism?
So I was given significant evidence and advice around risks of violence and risks to public safety, and that is what you take seriously.
They got it wrong then, didn't they?
Home Secretary. And if you ignore advice that you are given about risks to public safety, then you're really not taking seriously the responsibilities of the Home Secretary. That's what you have to do. Now remember,
I'm not inviting
bear in mind that
criticism
this is going to be appealed. The Home Secretary has appealed.
I'm not inviting criticism of you, but clearly the advice that you were given by the police, by the intelligence services, didn't stack up for, if you like, what the courts call the reasonable person, and certainly the judge is in this case. Do you think that there's something that we need to look at in the way that we, the kind of advice that you and other Home Secretaries get?
Well, the current Home Secretary, Shabana Mahmood, has looked again at this and looked at both the judgment of the court and also the advice that she is being given. And she's been clear that she disagrees with this decision, and that is why the Home Office is appealing. So, look, this is going to go to appeal, so that will mean that there will be another chance for the legal system to consider this. But I really just say, when you're faced with advice around public safety threats, it's really important to take those seriously. And I think you and everybody else would expect Home Secretaries to take very seriously the advice about public safety, the advice about threats to be taken very seriously.